going on, guys? It's Trevor Plays here, back again with another My Hero Academia review episode. This is for episode 12 or 50 in total. And yes, I know it is, July 7th. This is the date that the dubbed episode has been released and all that, but I know there's a lot of controversy. Oh, sub versus dub, sub's better. I hate dub sucks, all this. Honestly, I don't care. I watch both, okay? So, I'm glad that I got that out of the way. Now, this is a turning point for not only the anime for All Might, for Deku, and for our anime reviews, because I'm going to be doing them a little bit differently now. So, technically, episode 50 or 12 of season 3 is the turning point for all platforms. It's all for, All Might and Deku in the story, and it's for me with anime reviews. So there you go. So obviously anime reviews of My Hero will still be going on, but they will be on track with the dub part, just because that way it's how I've been doing it and all this, and plus it gives me time to bring out My Hero episode reviews now, 2 weeks apart from when it was every single Saturday with the first 11 episodes. And now, because Funimation has told us, or told the world and all that their contract or whatever, something was to get every single episode out same day as Japan as well. And then now that it's the turning point of the story, they are now reducing it to 2 weeks time, So there's that. So my anime episode reviews will be out on the dub date, because that way it will help me to produce some other content for you guys. So that way you're not constantly watching the anime reviews on every Saturday like it was before, but this time it will be every other Saturday, and that way it balances out my channel a little bit. So like I said, this is the turning point for everything. So here, let me start off with one thing is, well, this episode, end of the beginning of the end. Obviously, we know from the last episode, All Might has lost all of his powers of One for All, and they are now fully in effect in Deku. Although, actually, they were kind of fully in effect already. But to branch off of that, All Might is, well, in the hospital and stuff like that. I'm pretty much going over, I guess, still the beginning of the episode to the end, but I will cut towards the end a little bit quicker now, because it's pretty much the whole episode, really. But anyway, All Might is in the hospital. He's talking to Gran Torino and Tsukauchi, and all this stuff about how I've lost my powers, and how Tomura Shigaraki is related to Nana Shimura, and all this other stuff. And Gran Torino's like, well, what are you gonna do when you meet him? You're not gonna pat him on the head and do all this other stuff, because he is a criminal. You know he's a criminal. You know what he's been doing. So it's not like to anybody's surprise that, like, if All Might does anything, he can't really do anything. So there's that whole thing. And another thing is, we cut over, after All Might's done being in the hospital and stuff, we cut over to Principal Nezu and all of them. Well, actually, there's a cut, actually, between that. It's Deku, he just got home. Actually, everybody just got home, because they took Bakugo to the police station, and the police questioned Bakugo and all that, and everybody else just went home. Now, because of that, well, it left some questions for some people, obviously, is why were 5 kids bringing Bakugo to the police station and all that. But not only that, but we also got to see how everybody was after the Kamino Ward and everything. So we get to see Shoto. He's on his phone reading the news and stuff like that. He gets home, talks to his sister, and then you hear some boom, 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 and it was Endeavor being pissed and destroying his whole rec center. So he wrecked his rec center. So I know, crappy pun, but whatever. So we see that, and Shoto mentions that now since All Might has retired and all that, Endeavor is the number one hero and stuff like that. So we, it gets mentioned really early on, actually. I didn't really expect the English dub to portray that part in that way and at that scene, actually, but whatever. So, other than that, we see everybody else. We see Deku, he gets home, he talks to his mom and stuff like that, and then he crashes on his bed, and he was also looking at the news and stuff about All Might and all that, and he falls asleep. But then he gets a text message, and it turns out it was from All Might to go meet him at the beach where he trained, before the whole series and stuff like that. So then, after that, we get a cool scene of a family reunion or whatever with All Might and Deku, and All Might, and all that, and then All Might does a Texas smash on Deku's face, and it's kind of funny there. So that was a funny part in the episode, which I liked. It kind of like delved into this is serious part, and this is how things are going to be after. So it was like a transition, like we're serious here, you get punched in the face, and it's now a turning point for the rest of the story. Now, because of that, we now get into the next part where it is Principal Nezu with Vlad King and All Might, and he tells him that we are grateful for you not only as a citizen, as a principal of the school, and as a pro hero, but we're all thankful for what you have done and all this other stuff, and that, a lot of people are saying that they don't like having All Might still teach at UA because of what happened, because they're saying that everything that has happened because All Might has joined as a teacher at UA. So they're kind of putting the blame on All Might, really, which they're not really wrong, because everything did happen since All Might joined, but that's not really the problem, is because how society is in My Hero Academia is, well, villains pop up anywhere, so it's not really like a huge phenomenon or anything when something happens, because it's a world with superpowers and stuff, so you knew it was going to happen eventually, so I don't know why, but whatever. I did skip, though, now that I've gone on this little rant and all this other thing, I did skip the first part, which was like these police world noble, not why world nobles, what is this, One Piece? No, these head directors or stuff of the hero, I think they're from the hero license exam or something, they're they give other students and stuff like that, and they also organize all these events and stuff like that. So there is that, but that's probably also why I skipped that part, because it's important. But then when you want to know the story of My Hero, you're not really following these people, you're following Izuku. So I don't understand what is going on with that. But, there's that. Another point that I have is, well, next is when, after all that craziness that happened at the beginning, didn't really care too much about it, but now we are into where it really matters. So, like I said, it's when, actually, I think Aizawa was with Vlad King and All Might and stuff like that, and it's when Principal Nezu says that because of this, we're making a turning point. This is going to be the turning point of UA. We are implementing the dorm system. So they are adding in dormitories for UA students and all that, which obviously we get to see it in the next episode and stuff like that. So don't worry about that. That's next episode. But since I've already seen the subbed version, I'm going to watch the dubbed version when it comes out, and that way I can, see how they handle it in English or whatever, because it's actually a fun and lighthearted scene. It's a fun episode, but then it does get kind of serious too. but it's mostly a fun and comedic episode, really. But there's that. So this whole episode was All Might and Aizawa trying to convince all the parents that the dorm system is the best option for the students who are still trying to become pro heroes. And not only that, is that the way that it does is they only show three like families on screen, but because it was the same in the manga as well, they only showed the three. But it's the way that it is that it's just showing a few. It's showing you like a glimpse of stuff, and then it cuts away because we know that, well, everybody's going to be in the dorm. So there's not really too much trouble with that anyway, to show every single person, because we all know that obviously everyone's going to be in the dorm, and it's not going to be a waste of time and stuff like that. So the first family that they end up going to is Jiro's. So we see Kyoka, Jiro's mom and dad, and we see how her dad reacts to the whole thing. He tries to play as a tough guy and stuff, and Kyoka walks out. I can't really say Jiro because it's the family of Jiro here. So Kyoka walks out and says to Aizawa, when he was watching All Might's fight, I'm pretty sure he cried or something. And she was all like, "What are you doing, Dad?" Or her dad is all like, "What are you doing, Kyoka? I'm trying to be like all tough and stuff in front of these guys and all this." So that was a funny scene. And then Aizawa says, it was after they left and stuff, Aizawa was like, "Man, I probably owe you a drink, All Might." All Might's like, no, not really, because, well, the next family is, well, we get Bakugo's family. We see Bakugo's mom and dad for the first time, and a lot of people like Bakugo's mom, myself included. It's not really, like, too far off, but it does show you, like, where the gene pool landed, really. And it's literally Bakugo's mom's genes were literally the whole thing. And other than from Bakugo's quirk, is because Bakugo's quirk is the mix between both his parents' quirks. So there's that. But other than that, his personality is just like his mom's, and his dad is more like the, reserved, quiet one that is like, "Calm down, guys," and, stuff like that. But it was a fun scene, really, and I wasn't really expecting her dub voice to sound like that, but I'm okay with it. I was kind of expecting something else, but I wasn't really too, I didn't really bother me that much. But, I mean, it didn't bother me, but I was expecting a different voice actress for her, but there's that. Other than that, we get after they're done with Bakugo's family and all that, they walk out. Bakugo walks out and says, "What is Deku to you?" And All Might's just like, "Well, he's a student just like you, aspiring to be a pro hero," and stuff like that. And then, it's all the, and Aizawa was all like, "Okay, so Midoriya's house is next, so let's go there." So they end up going there, and All Might's like, "I got this." So All Might goes into Deku's house and does, explaining and stuff with his mom. And then we find out that Deku's mom doesn't want to do the dormitory system, and Deku, he's kind of fed up with it, but then he's kind of not, because he goes and gets the letter from his room from Koda, shows his mom and All Might that I saved this kid, and he wrote me a letter saying thanks for saving me, and he was a kid that didn't like heroes, didn't like quirks, hated everything, and he said thank you. And that since Deku is not following in his footsteps, that he will teach Deku to not be like him and go his own path and do all this stuff while living at UA in the dorms and all that. So that way, you know, he pretty much convinces his mom that and Deku literally said, it doesn't matter what school it has to be. It doesn't have to be UA. He just knows that he's still going to try to be a hero any other way. So it doesn't really matter what school. But yeah, I noticed that, well, for me rambling on a little bit and redoing this whole review thing, it's kind of gotten a little bit long, but that's how it is. And plus I try to keep them kind of short just because, you know, it's like a summary of everything and stuff like that. But oh well, what can you do? Pretty much, to sum it all up, everybody goes to the dorms. That's that. Next episode, we see them in the dorms, and, you know, they have a fun little contest. So, sorry, a little spoiler right there, but everybody's gonna be in the dorms. So, if you are a dub-only watcher, get ready for the next week after this upcoming one. Wait for that one. If you're watching the dub or the sub, same, because there was a break this week. So, actually no, this upcoming week you can watch the next episode. The dub next week after that one. So there's that. Also, if you guys are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Also, if you hit the subscribe button, then please click the notification bell to be notified anytime I upload another YouTube video. Now, if you have enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. If you want to leave some comments, leave them down below. And, well guys, I know that I always do this, and I almost did it, I forgot to say it in the last review, but I did it anyway, was I always end up putting the next episode previews at the end of the videos for you guys to watch if you want to see the next episode preview, so you guys can go watch that, have fun. You know, I kind of already said that they're all going to be in the dorm, so just go watch the preview because you'll be satisfied, I'm pretty sure. So there's that, and yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in another My Hero Academia review. Bye guys, and see you next time.
Preview! My classmates and I are starting a new life in the school dorms. So of course we're going to have to figure out who's got the coolest room at UA. Next time, moving into dorms. Go beyond, plus ultra!